Well, my name is Greg Nelson. I run Strategic Benefit Coach, and I've been in the industry now for over 20 years. I stopped counting at 20, figured that was good enough. But I actually got in the insurance business originally because I saw a lot of things in terms of situations where people would have what they thought was good coverage, what they thought they understood, and when it really came down to what they had, it was something totally different. So part of my mission has always been to help people to understand, what it is they're looking at, how do they determine what's best for them, and help them empower them to make good decisions in there, rather than me just saying, here's the best policy for you in your situation. Now, specifically with disability insurance, I originally got my first disability policy when I was a brand new agent, young and indestructible and all those kind of things that you hear. I never thought I'd need to use it. The only reason I got it, in fact, was somebody told me, well, you can't sell what you don't own. I thought, well, that makes sense, so I got a disability policy. About 5 years later, I actually went on claim with something called Meniere's disease. Now, most people aren't familiar with it, and I had no clue what it was at the time when they told me that I had this. No known cause, no known cure. It's not contagious or anything like that. But basically, it affects the equilibrium of your inner ear. And there are days where, when everything starts doing the vertigo, spinning, that I can lose anywhere from a few minutes to a few hours to what I call an attack. And being the sole breadwinner in the family, it was difficult as my income went down, and that put more stress on it. But having the disability coverage meant that I could work on getting better rather than how do I put food on the table. And I found that was something that was extremely helpful, and it saved our financial bacon for us personally. Now, in looking into it more and understanding how important that was, I started realizing that a lot of people don't know about disability insurance. In fact, there's a misconception as to what disability insurance is, because when we think about disability, we usually think about that guy parked on the parking place that's painted there in the wheelchair. And although those situations happen, that's not the more likely scenario with disability where I can't do my job. It's something that slows me down. I can't work as long or as effectively as I could before. And that's effectively what disability insurance does, is help protect our income. It's the only one that's named the way it is, because if we named life insurance the same way as we named disability insurance, we ought to call it death insurance. And health insurance would be sickness or accident insurance. Disability income is really about income protection, protecting our most valuable asset, which is our ability to produce value and income. So being able to concentrate on getting better helped me to be able to recover quicker. And I found that most agents don't really understand disability. It's sometimes known as the forgotten insurance for that reason. It becomes something that a lot of people don't understand, don't want to understand, or don't feel that they need, but really becomes the foundation of any good financial plan, because if we don't have any income coming in, how are we going to protect any of our other assets, or protect them by insurance for that matter? I think where we try to create the most value for clients is for clients that have obviously understand the need to protect their most valuable asset, their ability to produce an income. But there's another side of it that I think isn't even thought about or discussed. And if I was in that situation, what kind of emotional problems or emotional considerations would I have to take into effect? And if I'm watching my family trying to survive while I'm unable to do my job and create the value that I could before, and what kind of an effect is that going to have on me personally? A lot of doctors will tell you that people that are disabled, that the hardest thing to help them in recovery is the psychological component. So being able to protect their income helps them to recover faster, and I know that was the situation in my case. So we try to look at clients, they don't have to be married, but clients that have an income that are coachable, that want to understand, why would this be important to me, and how would it work? How do I even know how to pick a the right policy for me. Those that want to learn so that they can make the empowered decision. That's the kind of clients that we help best. I like to think we have a unique approach, something that makes us different than other clients or other agents that sell disability insurance. And that is, first of all, we want to understand your situation. Rather than here's a policy and what do you think? What's important to you in terms of benefit, in terms of income, a need, when do you need it, how long do you need it, in the case of a sickness or injury, so that we understand exactly what your needs are. Second, I work with a lot of different companies. I can work with any company that I need to. And the reason why I do that, I don't believe there is a company that's a one-size-fits-all. There are companies that do very good in this sector or with this type of a demographic, but that's not necessarily your situation. So we want to have the policy and companies that meet your needs best. And third, and I think most important, is like I said, I think my job is to empower you to make an educated and correct decision for your situation, rather than my just recommending and saying, here's the best policy, and Joe down the street has it, you should have it too. So that you understand not only why this policy might be a better fit for you than this one, but in a lot of cases, you probably know more when we get done than most agents do about disability insurance. So that you are empowered, so when somebody else says, hey, let me quote your disability insurance, you know what kind of things you're looking for. You can come to me and say, hey, somebody showed me this proposal, what do you think? And we can do a fair and objective analysis so that you, again, if you didn't remember why you bought the policy to begin with, that you remember what kind of things you're looking for.